make him this la better and me to thank you. This la week and one la good la week where Holiness Pope Francis come to this la country. Lord, last week come na Monday, let me go back. Me to thank you, Lord, this la Heavenly Father. I'm sorry also this la country am Christian country. Now me to thank you, Lord, all the Christians inside the country. All the better lo we sit belong in. Now put him this la country go under the global world. This la week too, all family na country we celebrating 49 years of anniversary independence of Yumi. Bless them all, one community, one province, Lord district, province, na one of my volley stop. Bless them all and help them all as they prepare for the celebration. That's the Lord lead us, Lord, me bless up today, Lord, this la parliament. Lord, one very important, what not believe. Sponsored by all Honorable Brother Blamey opposition, which they got the right under the Constitution. Namibla Kambung, today, Lord, deliberate. That's all Heavenly Father, Lord, 22 national election, you yet give confidence of Pangu, of point this la government. Now this la confidence is to yet come now. That's a law, allow him, not brother, have opposition, all sponsoring word of no confidence. Where me blay boom today, Lord, deliberate. Now whether this government of confidence by stab or word of no confidence by overtake him. This is established humbly today, Heavenly Father. Bless me, Lord, lead us one Lord, yet today. Lord, walk in this, Lord, this la parliament and by affecting 10 million people of this beautiful country of Papua New Guinea. Me asking you, look, Shawal heart, me blood, guide me blood, give me blood wisdom. So that our decision that one blood walk him and by for the best interest of this country, but not for individual alone. Also now, word of confidence motion now is stopped by me blood go inside. You must supersede him now working this simply for the best interest of this country. Also let me pray, Heavenly Father, bless us and bless the people of Papua New Guinea who are watching through all mass media. So that one something we working at this parliament, as the elected leaders must go the right way for the interest of this country. Maybe like a problem, that's a problem, and by solving when we have a good government. And also today, maybe like I'm bless me blah, open heart blah. Now you here come start namelam blah, and it's part of the reason so that this Lord Parliament today for the long term of this beautiful country. One of this let me pray and me ask him. All the brothers member of Parliament joining me, one on global universal prayer, you me, our Father.
Our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
All members, today is a day where country will await him. Since February, now come September now close to 1 year by finish. So today you may come, not this a day now. I'm asking Mr. Clark.
Notice number 107. The member for Kiriona, good enough.
Honorable Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, Parliament. Good morning, people of Papua New Guinea. Mr. Speaker, I move that this Parliament has no confidence in the Prime Minister and a member for Taripori electorate, Honorable James Marape, and nominate the member for Finchafen Open electorate, Honorable Paita Rainbow Paita, to be elected Prime Minister of the independent state of Papua New Guinea.
The question is that the question be put. Those in favor say aye. Aye.
Point of order.
What is your point of order, Honorable Member of Lomedang?
Mr. Speaker, this is an important motion that's a constitutional motion under Section 145(1)(a). A question be put to deny the opportunity to debate the motion is unconstitutional. Every member under the Constitution has a right to debate a motion, move a motion, and vote on a motion. So that is my point of order.
Thank you, Honorable Member Long. Medang straight also you talk. This motion can be debated, but in Ogatman is enough question be put ikam na chair and the 10 minutes question be put, so by you may go straight now. Lord, this motion.
Point of order, you must rule first.
Na mi rule ya, when I can ruling you like me rule. Honorable Member Medang, na mi rule finish ya. So you may now go straight motion. Yes, Honorable Member of Wabek, one point of order again.
Mr. Speaker, this is the House of the People. Now, you must give time to people to stand up to debate. Our good leader of government business, Mr. Speaker, through you, he just put in the question without giving adequate time for us to debate. We know you have numbers. We know you have numbers, but there are pertinent issues that need to be. We need to tell you guys why we put in a vote of no confidence, a motion.
Honorable Member, orders. Honorable Member Blowabek, through the chair.
Chair, we need to make known to the people of this nation why we put in a vote of no confidence motion.
Walk him something straight.
Look at all mounting us and you need to explain politics. Kapisin na larab you meet talk past time.
And now.
Behind you plus now to some lili picking in the side. So Mr. Speaker, can that opportunity be given to the leaders in the opposition?
Your ruling is unconstitutional.
Actually, give our reasons for a vote of no confidence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable, you wait first time. Honorable Member of Wabek, point of order, I mean, one kind of point of order, Honorable Member of Medang. There's a point need to talk debate. Yes, I mean, true, also standing order, I'm talk also. But he got question be put the companies, na floor, I mean, the chair, na floor, he talk all right in his parliament. Na, me like talk long, this argument of point blue long, country masabe. You think country no sabe? Country only sabe finish. Established newspaper, established social media, and all this. But anyway, let's not debate. The decision has been made. And my decision stands that we will now entertain a motion.
Honorable Speaker, I move to second the motion.
Sa mixing advice law, kuskus law parliament also, inogat need lo second a motion now.
Anyone for a point of order, Mr. Speaker?
When a point of order, Honorable Governor, please speak.
Mr. Speaker, me sabe you rule finish, but me like just making one point. When you look at how many times this parliament has sat in the last couple of months, you mean differ him now. You mean not making one plan. After today, we are going to defer again until November. So one of the things, no, you play past them. Be patient. One of the things, Mr. Speaker, when members of parliament argue in public about these matters, the supporters of the government say, take it to the floor. Now we are here, we want to take it to the floor, and we are denied that opportunity. And tomorrow we'll be debating again out in social media, we'll be debating again on the streets. Is that proper, Mr. Speaker? Also, me ask him, think below you, because their supporters are telling us to argue on the floor. We now have the floor, and we are denied that opportunity again, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, honorable members, Honorable Governor Bloy Civic, also, you may be an standing order when a question has been put up, and you may alright in finish now. You may must entertain a motion. Me na received him the decision, you may go back now allow him debate because the question has been put. Laga. So, all same to all na, you may now go straight long motion now. Now, me give you time finish here, to a point of order, finish now, one point of order.
Mr. Speaker, please, you allow me the opportunity. You have made a ruling, and that ruling itself is unconstitutional. You made a ruling, and on that ruling, I'm bringing a point of order against your ruling. So, pass me point of order against all moving question we put. Now I'm putting a point of order against your ruling.
Finish. Let me rule a point of order now.
Thank you.
That your point of order is out of order.
Mr. Speaker, I have not completed my point of order. Mr. Speaker, I have not completed my point of order. How can you rule against a point of order? We not finished him yet.
Why are you so uptight and angry? This is the forum to discuss.
You continue. When a point of order, you na milakare.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, a motion was moved to put the question to deny the opportunity for debate. It was moved. On that basis, I move the point of order. People don't vote yet, Lorisla, because that motion is unconstitutional, denying the opportunity for every member to debate a motion. So, you talk standing order, me talk constitution. Constitution, you go pass for standing order. Please, you consult past time on the tupla clerk. Now, you got Canvas the Supreme Court ruling, it talk finish. All member of parliament, he got right. Only pack, Polier, case law, and pull up Supreme Court. Every member has the right under the Constitution to move a motion, to debate a motion, and vote a motion. Tupla kuskus.
Honorable Member Madang, you resume your seat. I will not allow you to speak again. You resume your seat. The point of order has been addressed. The people of this country has been waiting for this moment. So let us conclude the motion now by voting. Now only like looking result long and why do you mean like come now delay now all this land and you want these things to happen? I don't get it. So when I'm point of order, honorable member about.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think we always complain about the procedures of Parliament. Debate is part of that, but unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, I think you have made a mistake by allowing the leader of government business by moving a motion. But the motion is, Mr. Speaker, there is a mover and a seconder. You did not allow the seconder to stand up and second the motion. So you have not complied with a constitutional provision. You should have allowed the seconder to stand, and then you move. The leader of government business can move a motion. Thank you.
Honorable member Blabao. You plan now all of pulim taitim yumi. Motion ya, I companies. Mover seconder behind more the process negolo notice paper. Now you may come now. It's been called upon. So now question has been put. So you may like go and debate him this motion through the vote. Vote by show him. Vote and by show him now. This is when a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Graciously, your clerks forwarded this paper to me so that I can follow suit and move the motion, which I did. And straight under what was given to me, these are the words: debate may ensure.
May.
It's here. Yes. There you go. Please.
Order.
Allow me. Huh? It's there already. By you sitting down at the chair, you must make certain that what is written here, debate may ensure. It's in your power to make it happen.
Allow debate.
It's in your power to make
The
it
country's
happen.
interest.
So me asking you, so she stop on this paper pinning. Now Papa Nigiri will look him. Make it happen. Will you make it happen, Mr. Speaker?
This is the people's
Mr. Honorable Opposition Leader, I have made a ruling, and if I do this, and by the time ruling for Speaker, by God with him now, me behind him like little member all the time. The chair has made a ruling, and I will stand on that ruling that the chair has made. Yes. We have another point of order.
Mr. Speaker, nothing come now. Imi talk nothing anda panda come now. So me like come back law standing order you yet. How by you managing this parliament? Rule blame staff standing order. So me like asking you, Mr. Speaker, na or couscous play you look law order standing order 157 and talk also. A motion not seconded may not be further discussed, and no entry shall be made in the minutes, which means anything which will follow from now on is meaningless. You can't even enter it in your minutes. You got to go through the standing orders, the proper prescribed procedures, allow the motion to be seconded. Mr. Piamilulu, stop. You, mani hurry up through law, move law, closing debate. Now you agree, Len. Now you block him standing order finish. Look him law 157 standing order. Every discussion we're having now is inconsequential. We can't carry on now. You kill him in the debate now. Go back to the procedure, restore it, have the motion reintroduced, second it, and we get on with it. Go back to 157, standing orders, your own rules.
Section 115 Constitution, freedom of debate.
Okay, Honorable Member belong Young Amul, Sina Young Amul. Point of order, you talk to standing order, Mr. Red. But the practice we boy been coming up now, yeah. All money no second na all same according to advice mix him not 2 o'clock. All same. Time motion I got second happiness. They go to private business committee. Now comes a notice. Second day stop in Islam. Second day stop in Islam motion. You may put in a notice paper. Yeah? So Lord, this suppose in me finish first time and then me la review. Suppose been got this process law motion. You got planning motion in the sakat come no paper. This is a special case. Lo VONC. So move on. Second day stop finish. Lo paper na ikam long notice paper na I think no point about that you wait. Me not banglas entertaining Prime Minister of Assembly. So lo display. Practice you come up now I'm all same. But now you play like come now like Larry you go display. But ruling you may walk in finish. So you may Larry all same. Prime Minister when a point about W.
Mr. Speaker, my point of order is to ask you to rephrase that you took the decision upon yourself. There was a transaction of vote that took place. Question be put is a vote transaction.
Yes. No.
The opposition had every opportunity to voice against that opportunity for vote through a process of division in Parliament. But Mr. Mosen, Mr. Speaker, if I could pull back, a further point of order is this is no ordinary motion of Parliament that is based on standing order. This is a constitutional motion. The prescribed process is read when you read section 145 of the Constitution, section 1, subsection 1 of section 145, subsection 2A and B, and subsection 2 all prescribes the process. This is a constitutional motion. You're correct in your ruling that it is already on notice with a mover and a seconder. Business of Parliament, first business every Thursday, 1 week when it is on notice, is to go through this motion, Mr. Speaker. You're correct.
Excellent.
Honorable Prime Minister, point of order is in order.
My point of order is in relation to
Honorable Member of Law, Madam, you have you sit down. Receive him, see please. Me no allowing me to snap talk the point of order. Member of Medeng, you will debate. You know that the point of order. You like debate the Prime Minister. I'm not that. Point of order, you out of order. So you talk finish. You may come here. Right people of vote. Now we like entertain him here. Parliament now we like entertain him right to vote. So you may must vote now. Okay, order. Honorable members of Parliament, you may back kisim vote lo this motion now. Yes. When I'm point of order, because me can either or write me lo point of order, because you get number one time go finish and now can win a point of order can. No. We cannot entertain the same point of order over and over again.
Mr. Speaker, you are arrested.
So now me harem.
Point of order.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, today in this House of the People, you made a ruling saying that what's written in the standing order will not be followed.
That's right. What sort of ruling is
that's the ruling you just made. Ito, kami lagyan ng custom. Kami lagyan ng custom na light law, diplomat sila mo front. Mr. Speaker, this is not a banana republic. This is a country called Upper Beginning, where laws prescribe how we should behave, Mr. Speaker. So today, Mr. Speaker, you know what, Mr. Speaker, today you have basically ruled to stifle the voices of the people. Mr. Speaker, I know you people are desperate to go and save the country that's acting.
Order. You lari mem enough. Lari honorable member of Wabek finishing point of order.
The people of this country, Mr. Speaker, the people of this country, only paying salary to me, you don't see and discuss most issues to country. I don't know why we are rushing. This is a matter of national importance, and the people need to know why we put in a vote of no confidence, Mr. Speaker. Very important. Now, brother, people of the side too, they need to know why we plan. You know, it's been one time as a new plan. Maybe you got good reasons, maybe you got good reasons, but those need to be made on the floor. This is the house where, this is the right forum where our voices need to be made.
Wait. Honorable members, usad lagi point over there, you wait past him until I finish, me address him, na usad you like put him, okay. Honorable member, blow back.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, you know, talking people of Cambria, now you do not get in standing order. You will decide based on your own traditions and cultures in this house. That is not written. You have to let know that has to be recorded. Correct. That has to be recorded. Otherwise, this vote will not be recognized. You haven't even given the opportunity to the nominee to accept or decline. Mr. Speaker, I have no points against any of them. All I got in right was out that will mean a kind of super. You know, it's good for us to know. It's good for us to know the reason.
Thank you.
The right to speak. And also, Mr. Speaker, you need to make that ruling right now that you've decided not to follow the standing order.
Honorable members, let me address his point of order first. Laga. All right, Honorable Member of Wabek. Point of order, you samblahab longan true, samblahab not true. I mean like to call them based law advice we mixim lo tupla kuskus or tupla klak. To play talking me na yumi goal sem na so sem ya swap inis desla aswa ba yumi na repeat him can behind time laga me no finish yet na ibla like sing out on ba mi pass him out na mi sit down now lari me finish so lo base lo display me now but me come back to make him you play no can bel have na all support of libla sub by talk speaker e no ka sabe blungan all this la so you me aswa finish me come back but me la him now also you play like him all right and me move motion second of blungan usat you second him
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
All right,
Mr. Speaker. The nominee?
Desala embamina na bolongan. You blow ask him nominee because me accept him finish na ikulo notice paper na ikam na committee deal na establish notice paper debate. So you mean now debate. You may come now long a question be put where me entertaining question be put. Those in favor of the question be put.
You allow the motion to be seconded, so end time for debate. Question be put and wrong. You now entertaining motion to be seconded, now it's on the floor, motion to be moved, so end time for debate.
You mean now I'm questioning companies question be put. Manoga, formal open member, I cannot bow down to you all the time. Remember, Manoga. You cannot force the chair to bow down to you. Manoga. The question is that the question be put. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. No. The ayes have it. Division will come behind. Speaker, walking rolling finish. So now, you may entertain a motion now. Now, Papua New Guinea will hire him stop. You like him this is a day, this is a moment. He must come up now. He can like come up now. Now, all the line, you know, like him, but he must come up now. Pull him talk yet. So you may now all Wusak, member of the parliament, you one bell when the motion blow opposition leader, long you no believe the Prime Minister Marape, that you like him honorable rainbow fighter look si plus moment, you will move ko hand kais from me. Sanap. Lago hand kais from me. Now you will all usat a line, one bell when the motion blow opposition leader. Now you will like him also honorable Marape. Member of the Tari Pori, mi Prime Minister, you mean a Papa New Guinea, you send up na movie come no hand shoot for me. Move. So ready got space on Namel, so you mean on pow, you send up where Namel must got space. So tubla honorable tubla club now you black kanim. honorable members, na people of the country of Papua New Guinea may believe plenty, you work long watch, television, harem, radio, now display stop. Before me call him result, lo vote, lo you mean lo tete, me just like talk with Sam, that in any democracies, number is sabe. Talk out, laga. Number dictates. No any democracy so talk lo me go especially lo yumi lo public na desla. All leaders play decide finish. Na result lo vote go same is enough. All usat. Only been one bell one emotion. Lo no hamamas long. Honorable James Marape, also Prime Minister of Yimina, like him also Honorable Rainbow Paita, member of Finchapen, 32 or 3+10-2. All member usat, all in Hamamas, long motion, long opposition leader, now like him also. Honorable James Marape, member of Taripori, and by still subject Prime Minister of Yumi, all 75 or 7+10-5. And now a result belong. Vote Yumi, where country start to since February, now come up moon September, now Yumi process him. Now, some honorable member of the meeting will sing out and will talk round one. Yes, law is still allowed. That's like, and suppose no one bell is stopped yet. You plan opposition is still got. That's rights law, bring him. That's motion can. But you must sting him whole over the country also since February come. You may not been walk. Thinking people, you must walk. Kapmani must walk, Yumioga Mema must go walk. So one them display, result, no vote, no Yumi now, Senapol Sem. Honorable Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, members of Parliament. Imi behind Constitution, and you kiss him the vote of no conference camp. Whatever our differences are, difference flow.
I'm sorry.
Our people blame me, look, other side come, but first of all, let me take this opportunity to congratulate the member for Taripori and the people of Taripori, the Prime Minister yet again, for the confidence of the House in entrusting you with the 75 votes that you have received today. We may differ in opinion, and that's why the 32 stood with us in our beliefs, in our aspirations to replace you. But you still have the confidence of your government, and I would like to congratulate you, Mr. Prime Minister, for the confidence you have with your coalition partners and the members of your coalition. Mr. Speaker, whilst I am congratulating the Prime Minister, I would like to further say this, Mr. Speaker. Practices blaming law, floor tete you looking. Now this law practice you mean pulling going up now needs to be corrected by the chair.
Yeah, big point.
It needs to be corrected so that one of something you meet or members of parliament. Now all former leaders blaming now, Papa, Mama blame me, former inside legislative house were all been put him inside the standing orders. And the Constitution must be respected by us, number one. In a law, people bring me outside law. Harim taso, You may walk him Karangi inside the house now. You may allow him this Karangi to continue, Mr. Speaker. We have to correct it. Today must be the last time of you may behind him practices. Now you may behind him standing orders of the Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Lodisla now, Milek Toklo, Prime Minister blame me. I have congratulated you with your Deputy Prime Minister and the ministers you have with you. Mr. Speaker, Prime Minister, it is your opportunity yet again to do many things correct and right. Mr. Speaker, economy block country and struggle. You must have it. I cannot talk on that, further elaborate on that. The forex of this nation have struggled. Law and order, Mr. Speaker, am affecting Papua New Guinea. It has affected Papua New Guinea that even our mothers walking down to the markets today are always looking over their shoulders. You must fix him, Mr. Prime Minister. Inflation, low country. Now that's all milk him treasure walk about go aside. Time I'm walking speech blame lo here last week. I'm talk everything is okay. I hope he's really correct. Because Kai goods and services price blame go on top there, affecting the people of Papua New Guinea, Mr. Speaker. Fuel cost for that matter, Mr. Speaker. Hospitals, no got drugs, and someone out there will tell me, Gearman, let me tell you, on Monday, there's a plane that flew out of Port Moresby to Kiriwina, and good enough. What did we load? We loaded drugs from Port Moresby, from Borneo Pacific into Kiriwina, good enough. Because my people do not have medicines. Mr. Prime Minister, Miss Have all coalition leaders blow you or talk blow you finish. I don't have to elaborate and bore you. But please, from the bottom of my heart, I'm begging you and asking you, one time all ministers blow you, change the course of this nation. You know it. I don't have to tell you. But pull us away from where we are and set us in a new course. Let me encourage you, Mr. Prime Minister, that the opposition has given you the alternate policies. If you need a copy, I would come to your office and drop a copy for you. But please look at the alternate policies and work with the opposition. I had the speaker telling me once, let's have a bipartisan approach to fix this nation. This is your opportunity. Open up your heart. Your heart is bigger than yourself. Lose him, something where you must lose him. And move forward. If you have to forgive some people in this house, forgive them and move forward, Mr. Speaker. Now, Mr. Speaker, as I stand here to speak to our Prime Minister, major projects are yet to open that you have announced in the last 2 years, in the last 3 years. These projects have been delayed and delayed. Unemployment is killing our young people and our people in this country. You have made major announcements. Please allow these announcements to begin to Karim Kaikai Pastel. Mr. Speaker, I am here as the opposition leader. Prime Minister, suppose you need lo tok lo mipla, we are here to talk to you. I would like to now, on behalf of the opposition, please allow debate or allow us to congratulate the Prime Minister and others from the other side. Now, let me say this. As I congratulate the Prime Minister, I congratulate the caucus, the government caucus. Well done. Also, Speaker talk finish. We may have failed now, but opportunities are there. And I wish you, Prime Minister, all the best. Congratulations again, all the best. And also, I would like to congratulate you and your family. To your good wife, Rachel, Madam Rachel, and to your children, and to the people of Taripori, and the people of Papua New Guinea as well. The people of Kiriwina that I represent, the people of Milimbe, Namipla Law Poshin, congratulations, Prime Minister, on your re-election as the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
pass them through. Me like to thank you, Lord. You is sit down, Lucia, and talk sorry. Suppose me bring him here into disrepute. Lord, work with me plus a member of Parliament. Second, me like to thank you, Lord, opposition leader, who was gracious with his use of words, and for him to offer support and reach out in this moment where we're supposed to be divided, for him to offer consolidation and a symbol of partnership to work for the better of our country. I want to also thank members of my caucus from the government side who remain put to the vision we set in 2019. And so in doing so, Mr. Speaker, in accepting this momentous occasion, firstly, on behalf of Rachel, my children, and my people of Taripori and Pangupati, I just want to say thank you very much to both sides of the House who have made this contest possible, but the greater wisdom in our government caucus, the entire 48 members from the Pangupati we have, as well as the coalition partners, for your continued support in ensuring that we maintain government. I want to use this time to return focus of the nation on more important things that are at hand. We have now put to rest the issue of confidence on the Prime Minister. Our 49th anniversary as a nation is only but 4 days away. Before I came here, Mr. Speaker, I had 2 speeches drafted by my officers. One, a congratulation speech if the members of Parliament decides to cast vote in favor of the motion. I would have congratulated the member for Finsafen. He is not unfit and unsound person. He's a second-time member of Parliament, qualified in his own right to put his hand up. And I had a speech in preparation to congratulate him. But I now draw on my second speech, a speech to emphasize to our nation that work must continue on. Our 49th anniversary is only but 4 days away. Our 50th anniversary as a nation is only 12 months from today. We have pressing issues in law and order, in economy, in health, in education, and building our nation in all other areas. Mr. Speaker, we must not waste any more time. We have squandered months to politicking, precious time which we could have invested in bettering the lives of our people. Vote of no confidence, Mr. Speaker, unfortunately has become the recurring theme of every government since independence. I have pointed out many times that the average life of our government since 1975, if we put together, has not been more than 2 or 3 years. We have had many changes of government. Whilst the intention of VONC may have been good, but many times we have been shortchanged. The opposition always see Section 145 as a process of changing government. Mr. Speaker, may I put to all of us that the greater role of His Majesty's opposition is not only to change government, but to sit and offer constructive alternates in every moment. And debate is not only limited to these sort of moments. Debate on any policy matter government puts out. Debate on any proposed legislation amendments or grievance debates or any time. My government on our side has never gagged debate. Earlier today, Mr. Speaker, you never gag debate. When question is being put, the opposition, for instance, has every right to say no and move a dissent. In this parliament is a house of majority, and you will rule based on majority decisions. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that Section 145 in our country, the provision of Section 145 in our country has often been abused. Has often been abused. If members of this House, members of Parliament who are elected through the Section 50 process has 5 years to work as member of Parliament, if provincial governors as chair of the provincial legislature has 5 years to work, the most important chair of the land has 18 months. And managing 18 months of politics and doing work comes at great cost to the progress of our country. Mr. Speaker, the toxicity that is involved in this divisive politics must somehow be put to rest. And I want to appreciate the members of my caucus. The last Thursday, when the present VONC was put on notice, members of my caucus showed absolute maturity. We never went into a strict lockdown. We never took phones away from members of parliament. We never checked where they were. We never offered any inducement whatsoever. Members of parliament, members of, and those, Mr. Speaker, those in this parliament today on the opposite who had the pleasure of working with me, or rather me having the pleasure of working with them, knows very well. We don't run around with checkbook politics. We work and we ask leaders to base their decision on moral conscience, on what is right. And the Section 145 process, Mr. Speaker, allows for choice. And I want to say, those who choose for us to continue on in office, I want to give you a fullest assurance that in our nation of 1,000 tribes, this side of the House will not be conscious of where members of parliament sit, but service delivery will go to all our people as one people, one nation, one country. Members on the other side are fully assured. When you sit on the other side, what is your entitlement? Whether you deliver or province deliver or national government deliver based on our policy programs, we will make sure what is meant for all parts of our country is spread fairly right across this nation of 1,000 tribes. Mr. Speaker, today we must demonstrate oneness. We must demonstrate oneness. We must, and our government pledged that we are a government for our people. We are a government that is by our people. Pangu received Section 63 mandate at the elections, not too long ago. Section 63 mandate at the elections. You want to run government, contest elections, get the invitation, Section 63 invitation, and run government, sound your policies. But I want to give assurance to everyone, this mandate will not be abused. This mandate is for people of all parts of our country. We will work to ensure the aspirations of the fathers of our country remains fixed. The aspiration is that no place be left behind, every place be prospered. And I want to give full assurance to all parts of our country. Does not matter where your members sit, this government will ensure the work that we've started must continue. And I want to, Mr. Speaker, indicate some of the work that we've started since 2019. The path of progress since 2019 will continue. Mr. Speaker, just for emphasis, when we took office in 2019, our economy was in recession. Central Bank statistics is there for every one of us to read. 2018 final budget outcome is a treasury document. 2018 final budget outcome was not done by Marape government. It was done by the past government. 2018 final budget outcome indicates negative 0.3% recession our economy was in. Mr. Speaker, from this backdrop, we started, and first and foremost, on this side of the House, we want to grow our economy. Economy and health of our economy means we have enough to serve our people in all other essential services. So to make our economy grow, we have not been silent. We fight to take back more from our resources. There's a clear difference between me and the leadership I took over from. The leadership I took over from had no interest in fighting to take back more from our people. They had no interest.
Now we know.
You may got point of order. Honorable member of the Yalabu Pangia on a point of order, you.
What the Prime Minister is alluding to are false and innocent. Mr. Speaker, this is a vote of no confidence in him that was mooted. All he should do is be gracious enough to acknowledge that the country is not going along in the right path. Stop criticizing and grandstanding on issues, which it's debatable, as you know, Mr. Speaker. So the Prime Minister should refrain from making false statements that are misleading the nation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, on record, when we took over in 2019, the economy was a 79.6 billion Kenya economy. Today, on record, the economy has gone past 111 billion Kenya economy. First thing we put to our country.
You may get another point of order, okay?
Mr. Speaker, I think Disla, you may need to correct him. Whilst the Prime Minister may be right, the real measure of economic growth is not what the figures he is using.
Correct.
He is using gross GDP figures. The actual number is what's called a nominal GDP. And even in the recent report from the IMF, our nominal GDP has declined. Nominal GDP is measured after you remove inflation and all of the other negative factors from the growth in the economy. So once you remove all of that, actual growth in the economy is negative, Mr. Speaker.
And
so, you know, good blood of Prime Minister, I mean, using this plan, all gross GDP figures, and I mean, no, using nominal GDP. He needs to use nominal GDP when he was speaking about GDP growth.
Good one.
You may get another point of order again, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I think the Prime Minister is referring to the size of the economy, not the growth rate. Thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we can sit here and argue on and on the economy, but I'm just stating some facts that is out there, some numbers. If you want to measure in the quantum, I'm talking about the quantum, the envelope. And I want to, Mr. Speaker, also the member for East Pacific Regional, that this government for the first time was being an expansionary in our pursuit to grow the economy. We've given the biggest ever household treatment and relief package to our people. We've given biggest. We paid more school fee than any other governments have passed. We've given help more from elementary to university than any other governments have passed. We've removed tax from more brackets of low-income earning people than any other governments have passed, Mr. Speaker. That is to ensure we fill in the gap, as he correctly alluded to, Mr. Speaker. But at a quantum on record. And this is based on a vision we set in 2019. At the very earliest, if not at 2029, we must hit a 200 billion Kenya economy. When we hit the 200 billion Kenya economy, any thrusters into the future, maybe the regional member for Wewak or Sydney can become treasurer into the future. He will then have a bigger economy to shape and model growth of our country.
All right.
You don't need long.
Sorry, you mean no allow me, Honorable Governor, please. Me just like make him on comment here. Che like to call Sam. You may Prime Minister walk him statement on finish him, and you like debate him. You can debate him in the media. Or the next Parliament you may come debate him today. And you want to learn him this like and you want to debate now. You are debating back and forth. Point of order, you are debating back and forth. It's not right. I will allow the Prime Minister to conclude his statement, person. And whatever you like debate him, you can debate it on the media, you can debate it whenever the Parliament may take it. No, me not wrong. Me not wrong.
Respect the
It is, you wait, Pastor, let me, it is now seen as a tirade back and forth. Allow him to conclude his statement first.
Mr. Speaker, can I make a point of order?
Yes, you can now make a point of order. I've made my point.
My point of order was to correct the facts, not to debate his I wasn't debating, I was correcting the facts. Yeah. The other thing is, and there's no need for the Prime Minister to then turn him back and talk Bilas comes on this side. Because he is the Prime Minister, people listen to him. And if he says something that is erroneous, all man by thing him straight. For example, he said that GDP growth was negative 0.3%. I have a copy of the actual Treasury final budget outcome here. And between 2018 and 2019, GDP grew from 75 billion to 82 billion. So it was a growth of 9%, Mr. Speaker. Right. All I'm asking is for the Prime Minister to be factually correct when he is using figures. That's all I'm asking. Because time I'm talk minus 3%. Olga naman bating him true. But FBO report here I'm talk 9% growth here. So just so that he can be careful with the use of numbers, Mr. Speaker. That's all.
But wait, when a point of order can you wait, Pastor? You mean now? I mean, Honorable Mayor, Governor Bloy speaking, I'm giving point of order, and I'm going to talk about figures for them. Prime Minister, too, will talk about figures for central bank, all this. So everybody's talking about figures, and we will keep on debating about figures. Nobody even stop debating of figures all the time, back and forth. Allow him to conclude his statement, and then you like talk with him now. So, Treasurer, when a point of order again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And last point of order. We don't have entertaining more point of order.
Discussion on the economy today because it's not the time. The practice is the leader of the opposition provides his response. The Prime Minister can then give his response, and then we can all leave. Now go back buying mama. But Prime Minister, before I sit down, just for the record, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Treasurer, hello.
For the
Honorable Treasurer.
Speaker, I wanted to correct.
Honorable Treasurer.
I want to correct some numbers.
Honorable Treasurer.
In accordance with.
Honorable Treasurer. Honorable Treasurer. Rausim, this last statement go pani mama.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right. Honorable, Bami allowing me to point of order, but please talk, make it.
Yes. Prime Minister, time you meet talk go by ni mama long nips. He means to send you go back to the house now. Sit down, good one, ma'am. Laka, ino ka narpla mini. Look, correct him.
Rouse him.
But so me reluctantly rouse him. This ka talk no. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Straight mo talk here just for the record because today country iwok la arin. Friend Blomi, Governor Blosipik, and we talk of some nominal GDP decreased. And we see out in FBO. So by me use him same FBO, final budget outcome of Treasury. The nominal GDP did not decrease, it increased. FBO was 111 billion, 351 million kina, Mr. Speaker, projected to increase to 123.27 billion kina. So that's an increase of over 11 billion kina. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the record and for hence.
Honorable, before me lare, Honorable Prime Minister, finish small statement or talk longan. Me like talk sabe all honorable members also. No can use him point of order you debate. You mean like debate? You got time to debate. Tete and by giving talk longan na. Balas flaman mi luksa pe longan logi tok one am candidate inong good lo milare mem go by me give talk longan na by you miskara. Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sorry, all in time of Parliament, but me like talk also. Number one focus for me plus since 2019. I'm not turning big plus sip or calling MVPNG. Where news blong, Ron Kulong plus economy punan, he go finish. And Mr. Speaker, you belong plus numbers, you clear. Lord turning big plus sip, you do not make him full 360-degree turn right away. You make him 360-degree turn right away, sip back upside. If like easy turning pace long economy, come back to a right place where you must grow in economy. When we took over economy in 2019, it was that bad. We sailed straight into COVID-19, once in 100-year disaster. We maintained stability. We borrowed cheaply. We ensure we put to money right throughout the length and breadth of our country. My brothers on the opposite will confirm that every of the district did receive support from my government. We never discriminate. We never discriminate. The member for Abao is able to open up schools in his district because we support him and supplied him with the fundings as a point of reference. And we will continue to supply so. If it has come.
Honorable Prime Minister, you got another point of order, but you will point over the whole day now. Honorable Member Blabba, point of order.
Prime Minister always mentions about when he's upset on the floor. So something must have happened. But I can tell the Prime Minister that since we've been debating this matter, Abao has not received any funds yet. Thank you.
Honorable Prime Minister, you are in finished. Honorable point of order, Honorable Member Blabba.
All right, thank you. And I register the issue raised by the member for Abao. I want to give assurance to everyone we are not incognizant to the need to grow economy. At a population that has grown above the economic growth rate, the sustainability of the economy was not there. And so we made it our number one focus. And the economy must hit 200 billion kinam threshold at the very earliest. That's why we took back 51% from Pogra. That's why we're negotiating better deals in Wafi-Golpu, in Pasca, in Pinyang, and all the other resource projects we engage upon. That's why, Mr. Speaker, I want to indicate to this House, this government, the coalition here, next year onwards, our conversation on every logs to be domesticated in our country for no run log export will be implemented. Our fisheries minister right now, Mr. Speaker, is working on fish domestication policy, meaning every catch we catch in our country must be brought back in our country, funneled to our special economic zones, PMIZ for instance. And that process is moving, so we create employment. Mr. Speaker, growing economy has been this government's major focus, number one focus, because economy pays the bill, not politics. Economy pays the bill, not politics. Mr. Speaker, whilst we grow the economy and focus on rechanging the landscape in which we harvest the resources, a clear, distinct difference between this side and that side. They got no clear, concrete policy on how they will get back more from our resources. No clear policy. And Mr. Speaker, we will continue work in that space. On the education sector, Mr. Speaker, last 5 years, Mibla Kissimbek over 100,000 Pekini Pinis. Stablo Street, second chance learning Kissim over 100,000 Pekini come back. Long matriculation, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. All this little Pekini go to school. Mibla walk long expanding space for university going up 30,000. Mibla also finding some space long outside Nasalim, the best brains in our country go school outside. Walk long expanding space for education and we start. Walk long making sure health facility blimi, and we are working with our provincial health authorities, giving them money. They come up with clear concrete plan to ensure 22 housing is start long 21 province limi na Bougainville region. Specialist housing, Mr. Speaker, when I took office in 2019, I said by 2025, we must not export medical patients to overseas. I want to stand here today and say that Port Moresby General Hospital is almost completed in our cancer facility, and our specialist care for heart is almost complete now as I speak, Mr. Speaker. We have not just been talking. In the present circumstances, stopping politics with the right hand, we are doing work with the left hand, Mr. Speaker. And I want to give assurance to our people of this country. These leaders sitting here, they saw the best endeavors we were doing. Connect PNG, Mr. Speaker, since when did Kaintipa think about road being punched into Kaintipa? Since when? Since when, Mr. Speaker? My senior brother, Governor Habet, on the other side, know that one Sunday we jumped on a helicopter, unbeknown to everyone. We flew into Kaintipa. They came out and they greeted us in 2020. They cried, and we said, Kaintipa Road is coming. Whilst today it may not be a flashy four-wheel lane highway as we built in Port Moresby, but road from the Morobe side and road from the Gulf side is approaching Kaintipa as we speak. Remotest part of our country have been locked behind for so long. Connect PNG. Whilst many accuse that it's a con program, I want to give you fullest assurance. You wanted the work secretary to be changed. We changed the work secretary. The investigation is going on. We are a transparent government, making sure if we say change, we say change. The member for Yalu Pangia mounted off in this house that it is scam happening. We have to remove the hard-working work secretary to ensure we do investigation and put new leadership into the space. Mr. Speaker, Connect PNG. I don't want to I don't want to disturb the Prime Minister in his grandiose speech, but to mislead again Parliament that I asked for the second of the Secretary, it is wrong. I asked you to account for the contracts that you gave to your relatives. I asked you for the account of the Minister paying private expenses out of those accounts. Now get to the real point. Stop misleading the country and our people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the member for Yellow Pangia has the media for his disposal. He's always been using the media and everything else. He can debate this at his own time and choosing. We're telling him exactly what happened. Works was brought into question, and we've made changes at the Works Department. We're investigating that place. We are not running a small program for one man. It is a program that is meant to unbundle the circles of isolation our people have been for the last 49 years. Mr. Speaker, so Connect PNG is trying its best, not just on roads, but we will overlay with ports, airports, power. Mr. Speaker, you go up to Edabu. Today we have a 132 kV line delivering 54 megawatts of power from Edabu into Port Moresby. It was not done before. As an investment of 110 million kina, this government invested in PNG Power. So, Mr. Speaker, work is happening as we speak in the infrastructure sector. On the law and justice sector, we've started training, and I want to commend Deputy Prime Minister and the ministers in the law and justice sector space. They've worked very hard. This government delivered independent commission against corruption. You have an issue against James Marape, report to ICAC. The experts running that organization. Report to ICAC. The experts running that organization. Report to Ombudsman. We're working to strengthen our court system. For the first time, a major reform has taken place in our court system, isolating Supreme Court to handle constitutional matters, inserting the appeals court, and restoring independence of National Court from a direct work link with Supreme Court. This is happening as we speak. Bombana police training has been reopened. We envisage to bring police to a 10,000-man police force at the very earliest. Training has started again after not being trained or not being utilized for training for many, many years. Mr. Speaker, this and many more work remain. We've activated our foreign relationships like never before, and all foreign relations with us. No, we don't compromise our friends to all and enemy to none standing and policy. And in our work with our foreign relations, we've told them, Mr. Speaker, not aid and grant, but trade. That is why we created a specific trade ministry to work on elevating and ramping up trade with these nations we relate with, as well as ensuring that we produce more to supply to this market. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to bring my conversation to a conclusion. We have no time for politics. We played politics for so long. It is about time we come, and I want to appeal to all of us. Time for us to work together. When the fathers of our country forged this nation into one sovereignty, the most diverse nation on the face of planet Earth, with over 800 languages and its own set of governing structures for these respective communities, they forced us into one sovereignty. They never envisaged that fragility will be so much abound in 2024. And I want to call all of us as we come face to face with our 49th anniversary next week, and as we move into our 50th anniversary next year. Work together is a theme I call for us today. Work together, coming together, and in oneness let us work for our country. For greater work remain and must be met with greater sense of earnestness and more sense of agency as we face our challenges that are before us. I want to give commitment to our country. This government will not rest. We work long hours. We will continue to work so that we meet our challenges and fix them despite the many obstacles that we are faced with. We must not depend on others. We must not depend on others. For instance, Australia will not come back to us and help us fix our problem. We must fix our problem ourselves. And it deserves, or it demands rather, leaders on both sides, public servants in the workforces, private sector, our businessmen, businesswomen. We're putting more money into our banks for borrowing, and it really baffles me when young Papua New Guineans don't want to pursue business as an option in life. We want to assist our students better. And tomorrow I'll be addressing our students at the University of PNG. We will indicate to them our work to ensure we embrace students better as we go forward into the future. So I appeal to all people, public servants, leaders, businessmen, businesswomen, our people, our students. We put PNG first. It's about time we must put PNG first. And I want to point to one area. If you do not know where to put PNG first, my Speaker and my members of Parliament, the easiest, the best place we can put PNG first is by respecting the rule of law in our country. By respecting the rule of law in our country. All of us must respect the rule of law. The Pangu-led government remains committed to ensure we fight for a better PNG, but all our citizens and all our people must really to respect each other and work together with each other. We will build, we will get better, we will become stronger as we emerge from the economic and political storms of our country. As the saying goes, smooth seas never kill a sailor. As the saying goes, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. So some of you from the coast know this. We came through the last storms, and these storms have made the sailor more skilled. I want to thank the people of this country. Remain focused. Your leaders have spoken. We are doing our absolute best for each and every one of you, wherever you are. And I want to say that as I stand here and speak in the face of our country's independence, I was moved when a woman in the Miniame Mountains and the Kaintiba Mountains saw a vehicle for the first time approaching her remote village. I was moved when I saw a young man who made 400,000 kina profit for his cooperative group from the mountains of Tewai Siasi. He left his agricultural workstation, went back home, mobilized cooperative, and he told his story at APEC House that he made 400,000 kina in 2021. People are working out there. For those who don't want to work and play politics, it's your business. But for those out there who want to work, I ask all of us, let us soldier on and let us work on. People like me, I live at the top of the pinnacle, and I am okay to receive insults and arrows and words that is howled at me time and time again. But I want to give commitment to our people. I will not stop from doing what is right for our country. Criticize you can, but work I will do. And I appeal to all of us, let's unite, work together, work, boom one time, raka ebao. Let me conclude by wishing each and every one of you a pleasant celebration on the 49th anniversary of our country. I propose that all of us take this team to a respective constituency. Let's reconcile and unite as one people, one country, one nation. On our side, we give commitment to our brothers and two sisters on the other side. We don't see you from an enemy perspective. We see you from a leadership perspective. You're doing your constitutional role. And I ask you, don't use the Section 145 for deconstruct of our country. Let's use Section 145 and the mandate you have as His Majesty's opposition to contribute and construct our country for the better. Let's unite for the better of this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All honorable members, question be put to come to solve. By look no good, so was Mino Larium, honorable member of the Pinchapen, some candidate and can make talk. So honorable member of the Pinchapen, you balas flaman, you want to talk, finish by me. And come no question before. Thank you, honorable member of Pinchapen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Luke Savelo. People of Finsaven, the floor. Mr. Speaker, me like Rice. Firstly, Lord, thank him. The 32 members on this side who have voted for me this morning. Mr. Speaker says, me no talk, thank you. This honor and privilege you are giving me as a alternate Prime Minister on this floor. And me bagarabin bel blamas to people, district and provinces will represent him. Yes. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, me Rice Lord, thank you for that rare privilege of
being the alternate nominee on this floor to challenge our government in this process we may administer today. And for that, thank you, Luk Save. Number two, thank you, Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker. As I look across the floor, it is the first time ever since he ascended into being a Prime Minister in 2019 that I find myself on this side, not supporting him in his ascension. Mr. Speaker, I've always stood behind him in every occasion of the way, supporting his 10 years Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, on record, I see a lot of leaders, we congregated together. And Mr. Speaker, you know, Prime Minister Itogosem, the motion of no confidence, Mr. Speaker, we utilized that provision, Prime Minister, through you, Mr. Speaker. When we wanted to change the government, few of us assembled around you with the ideals that we held that we could make things better. Some of us believed in that dream. That's why we associated with you. In the likes of late member for Goilela, William Sam, I find the Deputy Prime Minister sitting there. Few of our colleagues who are still seated on this floor. We believed in his leadership. Namibla support him. We broke ranks. We broke party lines. We broke relationships, brotherhood. Everything that was on the mark we broke to support him to be Prime Minister, and we gave him that mandate on the floor in 2019. That was a democratic process we administered on the floor. The same process we have now. He became Prime Minister through the same process of a creature of the VONC. Mr. Speaker, now Mr. Nabosem directly opposing his leadership, and I see a lot of our colleagues on that side. And Mr. Prime Minister, may I congratulate you on your affirmation of your leadership today. The essence of our country is that we are a very beautiful country, and added on it, a democratic country, which means majority rules, minority still has the right to speak on this floor. And now we look at 72 members on this side of the House, that side of the House, reaffirming their commitment to you, Prime Minister. 75, correction. 75, he give him full mandate being Prime Minister. When we started this journey of our leadership, we sit down, the triangle talk of UNC. Now time becomes Sierra and we look him 32 member on the side, he voted me. 74, 75 on this side voted you. Mr. Speaker, one of the smartest men who ever lived on planet Earth, Albert Einstein once said that politics is more difficult than physics. Physics is a very hard subject. I studied physics subject. Most people don't understand physics. But he was able to say politics is more difficult than physics. And Mr. Speaker, I understand it now, that politics is more difficult than physics. Sometimes you find friends of convenience on one side. Enemies become friends. Friends become enemies. It's the nature of the game we play on this floor, Mr. Speaker. Now time you look at more member, time you be a feminine leadership, long Prime Minister. Mipla on the side, Mipla to Noga, and Mipla Stablia. Mr. Prime Minister, you got full confidence. What does that confidence give you? What does that confidence give you? It gives you an opportunity to work and to do. The call you said, a united front. Mr. Speaker, me like step back as an alternate nominee, me like Togosem. When we started to challenge government, some of us had a differing view. A lot of our friends shared that view on this floor. A lot of our friends on this floor. Some of us had that conviction to move. Some stayed. Now me look at Ogana money me one belong leadership long Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when the country is watching, we are about to turn 50. That politicking must stop. If your conviction is that you have voted the Prime Minister on this floor, tomorrow you're not going to complain.
Right.
You're not going to complain tomorrow. No can gossip around the night and begin politics. Suppose you give him support belong Prime Minister, stand with it on this floor.
Fix the problems.
Now your country is looking, you may vote in Prime Minister, yeah? You may vote in Prime Minister. So you must support in Prime Minister all the way, Mr. Speaker. This is like passing the political night meeting, the sun meeting, the must stop. Yumi konim country na yumi konim yumi et. Yumi konim country na yumi konim yumi et, Mr. Speaker. So now that we've seen the majority of our members on this floor, supporting Prime Minister, we must be true to our vote and what we stand for in this House. We must be very true. You may not can vote later. Tomorrow you got to Prime Minister may vote, but PIPM no give me a road blame making was same. Prime Minister me goes about same you may go say VONC alive yet. Why you me go say? Why you me go say los la floor, yeah? If you are giving your people's mandate, if it's the mandate of your district that now you have displayed on this floor and have given it to the Prime Minister, you must mean what you vote on this floor. That's it. Yes, some of you are saying, of course, but we all know, we all know the nature of this game. Mr. Speaker, we must mean what we say. We must mean what we say. We must be honorable men, Mr. Speaker. The first title that we get when we enter this House is not Joe Pomat, it's Honorable Joe Pomat. That honorable name must mean something on this House. That honorable name must mean something on this House. I challenge all the members on this floor, 74 of you who have voted for the Prime Minister, 75, you must mean what you say. Right. You must mean what you say. Mr. Speaker, you must mean what you say. Tomorrow, Logan Olin Prime Minister Lorenz Semlo PIP Blunatok, Prime Minister, me vote him, you Semlo Floso, money will come. You know leader. You know leader. Politics are making the Prime Minister foul. Me manage him politics or me manage him country. Me make him one him. Give him right advice. Suppose you leader, you believe the leadership, and now you give him mandate. Me believe number. You must mean what you say on this floor. Mr. Speaker, me talk because for Plamun me look him, how you miss making politics lo this la house. We should lose this title honorable, yeah? We are not honorable men on this floor. We should lose this title, let me call him first name. Call me Rainbow Paita. If we are honorable men, we must mean what we say on this floor. And it must mean to this country as well. It must mean something, Mr. Speaker. Challenge Blomilo government now. Challenge Blomilo government. Prime Minister, you have full majority support of this House. Of this House. You must be bigger than the Prime Minister who you are. Plenty leader on this side. Some strong leader is stop. Some fit money stop. When you go to the 50th anniversary, Prime Minister, you must look beyond and imagine the country. When you take this country forward, it does just not be just the people who vote for you, but people who share opposing view on this side as well. Yeah. One Prime Minister once said, yes, government is a very dangerous government. Therefore, you must have differing views. It is the spirit of any democracy. Yeah. For people to say, no, I don't trust in this. I don't believe this. Because if everyone says yes, you will operate, you will up and down. Someone must oppose and have a differing view. Now when we turn Prime Minister, my challenge to you, you have said, we must rise above this politics, rise above this occasion, rise above every personality clashes you make at the floor, and try to forge, in the words of opposition leader when talk, bipartisan approach. Because the issues of a country will not run away because we are doing what we're doing. They will still be there. Since heaven and earth, since even Adam, they are still there and will be there tomorrow. How do we fix them? Law and order, economy, jobs, everything that you may talk. We may assume on many things on this floor, Mr. Speaker, but fact is that life is getting hard. Life is getting hard. And that needs a bipartisan, a united front to confront all those challenges. Mr. Speaker, last challenge, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, now you give full support, most support of this House. Majority of our leaders have affirmed your tenureship as Prime Minister, giving you confidence. And the challenge you make him, we must at least stop politicking. Prime Minister, me like challenging you. You must be decisive. You must be very firm and decisive. Prime Minister, suppose some money not making work. You must rouse him, Islam Minister. You must rouse him, Islam Minister. And appoint someone, because every time people are blaming you. Everyone is blaming you, and we have to blame you because we give you that power to appoint ministers. It's the delegated function. So if one minister is looking you bad, everyone will not call the minister's name. They will say James Marape is doing it. Honorable James Marape is doing it. Prime Minister, I challenge you to be firm, decisive, and hard. The country demands it. The country demands it. With that, me talk. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll give him look several me. Long people blow me long fin seven. Me talk. Thank you through. Long Morobe, me talk. Thank you through. Prime Minister, thank you. Deputy Prime Minister. Me play work before. Me talk. Thank you. Now me sinan Leah. Me play sample ma sinan Leah. Lo you opposition view so that we have a healthy democracy. Mr. Speaker, I want them Islam. Me congratulate him. Prime Minister again. People belong Tari Pori. Pangu Party. Na harpla coalition. You blah stop. You blah give him mandate pinis. Full mandate you blah give him. You must mean what you say. And we must mean what we say on this side. If we don't, you make Simon, Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, thank you through. Me talk sorry suppose any of our actions and behaviors have called uneasy feeling, Lord. People blame me, country. You may go towards independence. Me talk sorry. This provision is enacted in our constitution. Lord, look him, we can vent him, question him, that leadership, anything was me can sentence him. So one time, Mr. Me talk thank you through, Mr. Speaker. Let me congratulate him. Government side, na happy Independence Day, me go to Papua New Guinea. Thank you.
All honorable members, before me, honorable members, Odoga point of order. Honorable members, Harem Speaker Pastem, Harem Speaker Pastem, Harem Speaker Pastem, Harem Speaker Pastem. Before me entertaining point of order, this is not point of order, but question be put. Me like to also. This is man you will make him speaker ya. True name lo or to pass mouse. You don't have sanablo floor sem you plan na debate na talking when them thinking representing people belong on country no. So this la time mix him this la opportunity lo ba me walking comment lo me pass lo this la thinking you become long and behind ba me entertain him question be put and you got all the time lo talk. Me got two bla hap talk lo walking. All honorable members, this house you may come here, you may come, main work lo you pass him law, sentence him law, all this la. This is section 145 lo country lo you me, lo law lo you me lo mama lo. Me like lari mo ande bibla na ko ting long. You bla ting and me good plan lo country. Honorable member lo yalibu pangia and me experience in business. Now, honorable member of Taripori, James Marape will experience him. Now, tomorrow, member of Pinchapen, honorable Paita, you by you come long and by you experience him. Me just larem this la. Lo ting, lo you all the honorable house, time you me walk lo approach him 50 years. Lo this la country, lo come up, lo independence. Half a century. Me believe next year by me celebrate him this la. Na time or lakun blame me go. One them grand chief says Michael Somare. Time only been like him na come up na independence you mix him. Plan blame me been sumatin lot is a time. Me believe we got totally talk him long end. Now all same. You think back country blue looking 50 years. Blue independence. That's a question ya. Me like larim you me all this house. Suppose you talk, you mean nationalist. You mean thinking people in the country blame me. Talk, and Prime Minister walk him. Na member, Lopin Chapeni walk him now, yeah. Horrible opposition leader too. Me like larim this lahaskin lebla. Usati mas kampa. So people blame me in the country. Or you me. Prime Minister haski me go lebla all kata you me all kata lo display house. So one them display. Me now like come on this like question be put now. Honorable Governor Blumorobe Misabe, you represent him big la province through. So all me must entertain him this like question be put. So the question is now that the question be now put. Those in favor say aye. The ayes have it. Mr. Clark. Honorable Governor Morabe, when a point of order you.
Question be put, you put him go, but you are in the point of order.
When a point of order you.
Time motion come on this floor. Now you may deal with the motion. It's a very important constitutional motion. Very important. Awesome now. Awesome now. Motion come through behind him standing order. You may deal with this motion. Now members, Mr. Speaker, you got right. You got right, long talk, long maiden speeches, not just the candidate long vote of no confidence, now candidate long man by defending position long Prime Minister. Maiden speeches long support him on both sides must be open. Now me look at you, Speaker, with the greatest respect to you, Speaker. Speaker, you umpire on this Parliament. Now, you will force him, leader of the government business, to put him point of order. You have no right by the standing order. Long talk him, leader of government business, to put him question be put. Now you make him display, and you stop him right along all members from both sides of the Parliament. Both sides of the Parliament, long give him commendation, long Prime Minister reaffirm, even through the vote of no confidence.
Honorable Governor Morabe.
Thank you.
Honorable Governor Morabe, when a point of order you want to debate. When a point of order you.
Mr. Speaker, point of order. Awesome. You not got power long asking one member long put him question be put. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Governor Morabe, point of order, me out of order. We not been asking more, and Parliament there, give him point question be put. So Speaker, I must entertain him. Laga, let me entertain him finish. Mr. Clark.
Notice the member for National Capital District gives notice that this will present a bill for an act to amend the National Capital District Commission Act 2001.
Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Parliament at its rising adjourn until Tuesday 26th November at 2:00 p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. No. The ayes have it. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I now move that Parliament do adjourn.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. No. The ayes have it. Honourable members, Parliament now is adjourned to 26 November at 2 p.m.
Crosby is a magnet for people from all over Papua New Guinea. It's where people with very different languages and traditions find themselves jostling for a place in the urban economy.
After being awarded his doctorate in Australia, John travelled home to his isolated village on the Gira River to celebrate with his own people.
In fact, I have been in school for a long time, and I may not know some of the aspects of the traditional customs and so on.
Venture into the depths of the Mummy Multiverse.
Here we go again.
With our Mummy Mayhem Marathon. Get wrapped up with